Hi there, my name is Steve Martin. I'm a certified Scrum at Scale trainer, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about why Scrum at Scale. Well, let's start at Scrum in and of itself. When you take a look at the Scrum guide that was created by Jeff and Ken, we can see that it's really focused in on a team level. It's talking about developing, delivering, and sustaining complex products, but it really is at that team level. And when I start to talk to organizations about scaling Scrum, their initial impression is, all right, we're just going to pile a whole lot more scrumminess on top of Scrum, and that's going to get us Scrum at scale. Well, that's really not what happens. Whenever you take a look at scaling Scrum, you actually need to have what is called a organizational or a systems thinking perspective of scaling. And what I mean by that is that organizations are really highly interconnected. And so it requires that holistic view of the entire organization whenever you introduce change. And we have to realize that when you change one part of the organization, it's going to cascade an effect into another part of the organization. And that's really one of the bases of scaling Scrum. So if you take a look at the Scrum at Scale guide with the link there at the bottom, it really is about that framework for a network of Scrum teams, how they collaborate, how they interact, and how they deliver and address complex adaptive problems and creating value as an integrated set of teams. Because when you start to scale, and you start to look at an organization, it's really going to be a set of teams that gets a product or a service out the door. And so you really need to address it from that bigger picture. And that's what Scrum at Scale really focuses on, is how do you collaborate, coordinate, communicate across networks of teams at an entire organization. And it does that through a series of patterns and practices. And so what you see on the screen here is the Scrum at Scale framework, and we see that there's two parts to it. Over on this side is the Scrum Master Cycle. It's really about the how. How can we operate together as a holistic organization? On the other side, you've got the Product Owner Cycle. It's really focused in on the what, and how do we maximize value as an organization, as a company, for our customers and our stakeholders. And so that's what we want to look at Scrum at Scale, is this scale-free architecture of starting anywhere within this diagram, addressing those things, and then working on the next thing. And so again, what we're going to try to do here is focus on organizational effectiveness, not just the efficiency of one department, one team, or an individual. And so there it is. That is the Scrum at Scale framework. We're going to be talking a lot more about this in some other videos that we have up and coming. And again, talking about that organizational effectiveness. So my name is Steve Martin. If you want to know more information, check out my website, and we'll see you soon.